infinity and beyond!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we've talked about a comic book. I'm in the process of moving, so yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard to get everything out at some point. So I'm gonna later be doing stuff mostly on my tablet. But anyway, so Infinite Frontier came out about a week ago, and if you read DC Rebirth when Rebirth had started, you'll notice a similarity between the two. I would say it all depends on what you're looking for in terms of the story, because both these issues, both Rebirth number one and Infinite Frontier Zero, are designed to sell you the current state of DC Comics and where they're going in the future. So this starts off with, from the ashes of Dark Knight's death metal, Wonder Woman has ascended to a higher plane and has been met by the Quintessence, who has said, "All right, so you're one of us now. Welcome to the group. We'd like you to help us oversee this new multiverse that you've helped create. It's because of you. So yeah, you want to help out." And Diana's like, "Nah." Or at the very least, I'd like to check up on my friends. The last time I saw them, they were all fighting for their lives. Superman was dying. Batman was already a zombie. You know, my BFFs are in trouble. They weren't in a good spot. I don't know where Steve is. I'm not even sure where our relationship stands anymore. So the Spectre's like, okay. So I'll tell you what. I'll give you a tour. I'll give you a tour exactly what's been going on. And that's how this story starts. That's pretty much the premise here. A walking tour of the DC universe. So first we go to see what Superman's doing. He's arrived on the scene of an attack. And he's like, "I'm here to save the day. I'm Superman." He's like, "No, actually, no. Someone was already here." He was a tall dude, magical, muscly, had a lightning bolt on his chest. Shazam? No, I think it was Shazadam. Shazadam. Yeah, it's Black Adam. So, if you weren't aware, when Shazadam was announced, the fan base kind of lost their minds because they thought Black Adam was being renamed to Shazadam, which would be stupid. It's a stupid thing to do, and it was done by Brian Michael Bendis, and people already don't trust Brian Michael Bendis, so it was just everyone reacted. I think Bendis trolled us all, or he just didn't realize what would happen. What's happening here is people who don't know him but know who he looks like. It's Shazadam. It's like Black Adam was Blue Adam. He says the Shazam thing, right? He looks like Shazam, but his name's Shazadam, and that's that story. And we're going to see what comes from that later. He'll be on the Justice League. Then we cut to Gotham City, and a lot of this story will be what's going on in Gotham City. We'll see very little of anything else. And that's because the events of Joker War, which we still haven't talked about on this channel. I will, I promise. It'll be the next comic run talk after we deal with Superman and Action Comics. This story here gives us a state of what exactly is going on in Gotham after the events of Joker War. Namely, we got a gentleman here in Arkham Asylum, and he has found out that Bane has been murdered. Presumably by the Joker. There's even Joker toxin in the asylum being leaked out. It's like, oh no. Just after a Joker attack. And then we cut to Barbara Gordon and Huntress at the clock tower, doing sort of guiding the new quote unquote Batgirls, Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain, as they're on a mission. And this is actually kind of interesting because Barbara Gordon is stepping down from the role of Batgirl, not full time, just going, putting the cowl away to be Batgirl, to be Oracle. And readers, from what I've heard and my experience, I liked her better as Oracle. And Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain were the Batgirls after. Actually, so was Huntress for a short period. So this entire page is full of Batgirls. And that's fun. Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain were arguably way more popular than Barbara Gordon ever was as Batgirl. So, yeah, they get the call about what's going on at the asylum, and we're going to leave that there as we cut to Diana wondering about her mother. Because no one knows what happened to Diana. She can't tell them where she is. Actually, I don't know why she can't. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Queen Hippolyta, or was it Hippolyta? I never quite know. I don't know. So she's mourning. She doesn't know what to do. She hears a fight's going on outside, and what's happening is, well, the Amazons. One of them says like there has to be a new Wonder Woman, and it has to be one of us, and we're gonna like throw down. We're gonna show you we can fight. And one guy asks, "What does fighting have to do with being Wonder Woman?" Well, everything. Like for Diana to become Wonder Woman by most stories was the champion. She had to show that she was the best fighter, the best archer, best charioteer. It was a physical test. So she's Hippolyta's like, all right, stop, stop. It's too early for this. You know, my daughter's gone slash dead. So you want me to pick which one of you guys are gonna go? All right. So here's a test here. In this box is the head of a Gorgon. Probably the Gorgon, the head of Medusa. We've never let Medusa go. We've anyway, so do you have the courage to look in the eyes of a Gorgon? Only those who do can become Wonder Woman. Nubia's like, yeah, screw it, I'll do it. And it's like, actually, gotcha. What's in here is the crown of the Queen of the Amazons. You're gonna be Queen. I'm gonna be Wonder Woman. I'm gonna join the Justice League. Oh, 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 oh. Then we cut to Yara Flor, who was saying goodbye to her aunt and uncle. She's leaving Ohio to go to Brazil. And her aunt doesn't want her to go because there's some problems in Brazil. That's why her family left in the first place. So, yeah, it's interesting. And she's apparently being followed by some Amazons. It's also interesting too. The question is, going back to like Nubia's story, who should be Wonder Woman? It feels like we just sort of hopped over that idea. I think it's because DC knows Diana's not going anywhere. There was no plan for this to actually be a thing. But should it have been Yara? Should it have been Artemis, Donna Troy, Cassie, Nubia, Jason? No one really knows, and we'll never find out. So then we cut to a place I'd been longing to go to for a while, and this is what looks to me the Brownstone from the JSA. And this story here was really just Alan Scott coming out to his kids. And this is sort of weird. This is sort of weird. The fan base is kind of divided. When it was revealed that Alan Scott might be gay, or the very least that looked like DC was going to make him gay, the fan base didn't quite know what to do. So the precedent was set in Earth 2, in New 52, that there was a version of Alan Scott that was gay. All right, no one really cared once they realized, oh, it's a different version of Alan than the Alan we know. And when we got the tease, the Green Lantern 80th anniversary, it just looked like he might be gay, but because of where they placed it so early, we didn't know how big a retcon this was. Like, is it that he's always going to be gay? Always publicly gay. So that means what happened to his kids, Obsidian and Jade. Does that invalidate anything else? So what this story's done here is go with he's married to women that he loved with all of that he loved with all of his mind, not his heart, and he's finally found the courage to say it out loud that he's gay, and that's all right. DC sort of wants to have its cake and eat it too. Someone brought up the fact, what does this mean for Obsidian and Alan's entire story? Well, not his entire story, but a big part of their story was that Obsidian was gay, and Alan, being a man from World War II, wasn't a big fan of that, and the two of them mending that rift was a big part of the story. So now it just sort of seems weird. Like, you can't take all of this with all of Alan Scott's story, in my mind. It just sort of clashes. Then we see a mysterious figure sneaking into the Titans Academy, which will be a book I really don't care to read, because I've never cared about the Teen Titans. I've tried. Close I've got, I've enjoyed Jeff Johns' Titans run, but that's sort of it. Then we cut to Diana and the Specter being taken to see John Kent, who is, trying to be Superman, who apparently did a really bad job as Superman in Future State, which I didn't bother to read because I didn't care. So, what's cool about this is the Spectre says John will be the worst Superman, all right? He will become a tyrant. He will become everything that symbol stands against. And like, we should probably end him now. Dad is like, no, he's still got his father in him. He still has the makings of a hero, and he'll make the right choice. He'll defy the odds. And we see this when there's a sort of time anomaly that's going around causing trouble. And John's response, which looked reckless, which was him going into the portal that the monster generated, in reality, what he was doing was he was going back to find the creature in the past and reunite it with its friends. So in other words, instead of trying to beat him up, he understood, like, hey, he's lost like I was. I'm a help. And then we cut this intimate scene of Black Canary and Green Arrow, doing it because that's what they do. And they sort of ignore a call from Red Arrow, who has been dead for a good while. So yeah, missed out on that one. Ollie's not going to forgive himself when he finds out that his sidekick, who he let down, tried to call him, and he was just too busy clapping cheeks to get it. Whatever. So Red Arrow's like, maybe I should call the Titans. Like, you know what? Nah, I'm just going to wander around for a bit. And then we cut to Stargirl in Omaha. You know what? Doesn't matter. I'm glad Courtney Whitmore's back. She's a fun character. And actually, when I think about Stargirl and how the sort of legacy she plays off of and how fun her character is, like, she's just really someone who wants to help. I kind of think that the JSA is needed for these newer characters. Like, there should be an initiative for that. Like, let's put Naomi in the JSA. Let's just do it. Static Shock should go to the JSA. Why not? So, anyway, then we cut back to Gotham City because this is all that really matters to DC right now. And so the Joker toxin's still in there. Batman's on his way. It's going to superheat the air. A special protocol, which was designed for Mr. Freeze, will actually be able to help deal with the Joker toxin in the air. But the guard says, oh, wait, there are two nurses in there. They're using oxygen tanks to sort of, keep the air as clean as possible. Like, okay, so you've already set the protocol, right? Okay, so I got to get down there. And it's an interesting story that sort of gives us a look at the DC universe as this other mysterious figure sort of talks about exactly what's going on in Gotham City. As we see characters like Ghostmaker, Nightwing, Catwoman, Penguin, Punchline, I think that's Damien, see what they're going through. And also the fact that Gotham City has put in a shoot-on-sight order for vigilantes. So when Batman is able to save the security guard, like, there's still 17 more people in there. The GCP is like, we'll shoot you. Like, you got to go. Like, look, I'm going to go. I'm going to save him. If you want to shoot me, you just have to shoot me. And Batman just walks in the flames like, screw you guys. I do what I want. And then we cut to hyperspace, which we see Simon Boz and Jon Stewart taking the Teen Lantern to Oa to figure out exactly how her gauntlet works, and while she gets a history lesson on the Green Lantern Corps. We then see Barry say that Wally is going to have to be the Flash now. Good old Wally, if you let me, I'll kill again. West is going to be the Flash, while Barry goes to work with the Totality team. And that's pretty much what happens here. We even get a nice little picture of the Specter guiding Diana through the state of the DC universe. We see people like Deathstroke, Arthur and his daughter Andy, Supergirl with a sword, Swamp Thing, a good taste of what's going on. And so Diana's like, okay, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm also not joining you guys. Like, I think that is a bit unnecessary. So, I'm going to go keep an eye out for this great evil on my own. And I'm going to turn my costume into this, which is going to set me up for my current run coming up. So, yeah. And so the Quintet's like, all right, screw it. And it's fun. And then the Quintet's like, so do you think we should have told her what the real darkness coming was? Well, no, we're good. Like, we've already got sealed up on this other planet. And then they get murdered. They get murdered by the thing they thought they hit up. And it's like, I am infinite, I am final. Dark side is the end, and it's dark side. I'm like, okay. Dark side! So, what was this? This was alright. Again, a bit too much of an emphasis on Batman. Maybe we could have seen some other stories, some other stuff here. What does Alan Scott coming out mean for the DC Universe? Is the JSA coming back? If not, then this whole thing was pointless. I don't care. I legitimately don't care. Shazam is just leading into the Justice League book by Brian Michael Bendis. Same with Hippolyta / Hippolyta, with her little story there. Will Nubia get her own book? Doubt it. Yara Flor is going to be Wonder Girl for a bit before she becomes Wonder Woman. We're waiting for the Batgirl's book, so yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in what's going to come next. So anyway, with that in mind, let's bring this video to close. If you're new to the Bug Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash the thumbs up button. I will catch you all later. This is the Bug Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching, and as always, may your fandom serve you well.